Is your garden ready for the monsoon? Or is it about to become a graveyard for your plants? Hello fellow gardeners, look around. The air feels heavy, the sky is turning grey, and there is that unmistakable earthy scent. The monsoon is right around the corner. We all wait for the rains to bring our garden to life, but for many of us, the monsoon brings a silent killer: root rot, fungus, and pest infestation that can wipe out months of hard work in just 1 week. Don't let that happen. If you aren't prepared yet, the monsoon can go for a life giver to a plant killer in just few days. Today, I am going to walk you through my exact 5-step checklist to monsoon-proof my garden. We aren't doing anything drastic. These are just simple, necessary changes to ensure our green friends thrive, not just survive in the heavy rains. Let's get started. First thing I do is clean every single pot. This may look like a small task, but it is actually very important. Most important step for disease prevention. The problem is the dry yellow leaves, dried up flowers, and the dead stems are harmless during the dry season. They are debris, but once the continuous rains start, they stay damp. They become sponges for moisture. So the risk is a wet rotting leaf is the perfect breeding ground for the fungus and pests like mealybugs and aphids. They act like uninvited guests. Once they arrive, they refuse to leave. Trust me, they don't leave easily. So I remove all dry leaves, dried flowers and dead stems before monsoon begins. Notice how I'm checking right at the base of the stem. If you leave this sitting on the surface of the soil, they start decomposing prematurely, creating a high humidity zone right where the plant is most vulnerable. So take your time, be thorough, clean the surface soil and discard the debris away from your garden area. Trust me, the plants will thank you later. Now the step 2, after cleaning comes feeding. You might think, should I fertilize before the rain? And the answer is yes, but you have to be smart about what to use. Before monsoon, I prefer cow dung compost. Why cow dung? It's gentle, is completely organic. It improves the physical structure of the soil, making it porous. The technique is don't overload the pot because we expect heavy rains. We don't want to use heavy chemical fertilizers right now as they can wash away too quickly or burn roots if the soil stays waterlogged. Once rain starts, nutrients slowly move deeper into the soil and support healthy growth. I am doing light top dressing. See how I am just gently scratching the surface. This allows the nutrients to mix into the top layer. Once the rain hits, the water will slowly pull these nutrients down to the root zone, supporting healthy, strong growth through the season. It's a slow release approach that matches the pace of the nature. Now, step 3 is prevent fungus. Many gardeners make the mistake of waiting until they see fungal problems, yellow spots, powdery mildew, or root rot before they act. I prefer prevention. Prevention is always better. Monsoon equal moisture, moisture equal fungus. This is a mathematical certainty in gardening. So before the continuous rain begins, I apply a preventive fungicide solution to every single plant. You can use organic option like diluted neem oil or a mild copper-based fungicide like SAF. The trick is to spray not just the top of the leaves but underneath them as well, and even a little on the topsoil. This creates a protective barrier. This simple step can save you so much trouble and money later on. Now, very important part is remove all water traps. That means, this is very critical, these plates or saucers under the pots are your best friends in the summer. They hold extra water and keep the balcony clean. But during the monsoon, they become dangerous. Why they are dangerous? Because if a saucer is left under the pot, the drain holes become blocked by the saucer's flat surface. Or worse, the pot sits in the puddle of stagnant rainwater for days. These lead to the wet feet, and wet feet lead to root rot. Once root rot starts, it's very hard to reverse. So before the cloud burst, I remove all my saucers, let the water drain freely through the pot and away. If you are worried about the staining your floor, put the pots on pot feet or small razor instead. Now finally step 5, the drainage check. No drainage hole in your pot? Then the monsoon will become an absolute nightmare for the plant. I see so many people using beautiful decorative pots without drainage holes. They look great in a living room, but outdoor in the rain, they are basically buckets of doom. If your pot doesn't have a hole, you have two choices. Move them, shift them to a covered area like a porch or a covered balcony where they won't get hit by the direct rain. Or if you want to keep them outside, take the plants out and move it to the proper pot with drainage holes. Don't gamble with this. If water sits in the root zone for more than a few hours, the root will suffocate. Better to move the plant now than to lose it later. These are my 5 simple things I do every single year without fail. They aren't complicated, but they are consistent. Gardening is a 20% inspiration and 80% preparation. And these steps ensure that when the rain finally pours, I can just sit back with a cup of tea and enjoy the greenery without worrying about my plants. Now I want to hear from you. Has the monsoon arrived in your area yet? And what is the one preparation you always do for your plants before the rain starts? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your tips. Stay green and happy gardening. Bye.